Hey guys, it's Ashley Cunningham here, and I am really excited to be channeling El Morya today. I didn't really know much about him, and I learned about him in my angelic Reiki training. And sorry, one second, I'm going to expand this video so I can see your guys' names. Okay, there we go. And I had just like a really lovely feeling about connecting with him and wanting to reach out to him and see what he wanted to share with you guys. And I had included him in the month of April's poll right on the Channeling with Love group wall on Facebook. Thank you guys so much for joining. I'm really excited that you're here. And so yeah, you guys voted for him to be for this week, the last week in April. And I think it's going to be a really good channeling. I'm really excited. I just sat in a meditation with him just to kind of get me prepared for this channeling. And he is so kind, loving, really gentle, beautiful energy, yet so, you know, when like people, like they're so gentle, but you can see in their eyes, they're like really sharp, like intelligent, and super witty, like that's who he is. And it's interesting, I can't remember exactly what his title is, but he is of something to do with diamonds, and he's just chuckling now. Maybe it'll come in a minute, but he is like a diamond. His energy feels very faceted, shiny, bright, lovely, and I really enjoy connecting with him. And so today's the first day that I'm going to actually channel him for anyone. And right before this video, I channeled him for the very first time. And it's El Morya, or Morya, El Morya, not Moira, El Morya. And he is an ascended master. He's had many different life experiences, and he is just like a diamond, so shiny and bright and amazing, and I cannot wait to channel him for you. He is, like I said, very kind and patient, and just his energy, I feel like he's like an uncle or a grandfather I would turn to if I needed support, or if I had a question about something and I needed to connect and kind of run something by someone. He would be someone I would turn to. So he's really amazing. And so we're just going to dive into it. He is standing right here on my left. And how I see him is kind of in the picture of on the event card that I created in Channeling with Love. He's got like a long beard. He's wearing a white full robe that goes all the way down to his feet, but it's a very light robe. Like it just looks very lightweight, but also it's like of light, and it's really cool looking. And he has on a turban headband, not headband, but head wrap type thing. And he has a really bright blue, I'm assuming it's a diamond right in the top of his head wrap. And he just has like really bright eyes, and like I said before, they're so sharp, yet his energy is very calm and gentle and just really, really interesting. You can tell he's just kind of chuckling, but I want to get this out there. You can tell he's a being that really understands what it's like to be human and have human experiences and live and grow through those. And he has arisen up to become an ascended master and someone that can help guide us. And he really works, if you guys follow the rays of well, the rays, he is on the first ray, and he really protects the God ideas, like not just the idea of God, but ideas and creations and creativity that can support and help humans here on Earth. And he is really super cool. Yeah, so Sheena, she's also seeing that his eyes are like really piercing, and that's the first thing she noticed when she saw his picture. And I totally agree. They're just kind of the eyes that you've seen before. Like, you just get really drawn to people who have eyes like that. It's just amazing. But anyway, I'm going to stop going on about his eyes. He is just really a dynamic person, and I'm so excited to be connecting with him. So now I'm going to just kind of step aside and ask him to jump in and share his message for all of us. And yeah, let's just see what he has to say. And then I'll take some questions if you guys have any questions for him related to his message. And I feel like, well, let me just channel his message, and then I'll say what I want to say later. So El Moria, he's just putting his hand on my left shoulder and saying, "Thank you, dear one. It is an honor to speak with each of you tonight. This dear one, it's an honor to work with this dear one as well." And he's referencing, I've decided I'm going to be working with him and Lord Shiva together in combination on some projects. So I'm really excited to work with him more. And he's just kind of confirming that there's going to be that relationship. So look out for that, guys. And he's saying, as to my message for you all tonight, this is a time of, he's saying this has been a time of rest and recuperation and reflection on your life path, on the experiences that you have had and or will have in your current lifetime. And this is also a moment, an opportunity for each of you as light workers to expand. And oh, this is so cool. He's showing me like his like light workers, like you guys, like expanding your wings out and like flexing like angel wings coming out of you, of light. They're not physical, but of light. And he's saying that there are many of you who have not realized that you have a great capacity to influence, to shine your light upon others and assist in their life. And he's showing like you guys' wings coming out, and the light from you shining out of your heart chakra, out of just your whole body, and like expanding out and kind of bursting out around you and settling amongst the people that you're near, that you're interacting with in your daily life. And he's saying this, you all have the power to do this. But this moment in time is really for you to recognize that you have that power, that you are that light, that you have that strength. And if you have a desire, all you need to do is follow it. He's highlighting the fact, he wants to, okay, he's kind of like skipping ahead, and I need to like have him slow down a little bit. Okay, an important fact that each of you need to reflect on is that you are of love. And moving forward, it will be easier to share, to shine, and to manifest and create. But you must assess your priorities. Look at your life. He's saying, look at your manifest. So a manifest is kind of like, well, in plain talk, it's like a schedule, and it has like everyone who's on the plane, and it has kind of the details about the flight. So looking at your life manifest, and understanding what you would like to accomplish in your life experience. And this can be a broad, he's showing like a broad topic or something very specific and small. It does not matter. But he's saying the world is yours. Feel free to expand and grow, and feel free to shape your reality how you so choose. He's saying, please do so. The more who actually shape their reality, and the more who are following their guidance and living a guided life overall, definitely increases the light and vibrational frequency here on Earth. And he's saying it inspires those around you to do the same. Because if you're living without fear, it shows others that there's really nothing to fear. And it's just a matter of moving through whatever fears that they may have to get on the other side of that and create their reality, create their world. And he's saying this is a gift of love and magic. And he's encouraging all of us light workers to find the sparkle, find the idea, find the project, find the something, whatever inspires you. Find it, nurture it, develop it, master it, and share it with the rest of the world. It's a unique opportunity, one that has not come across in quite some time, for us humans and society in general to step back and have a moment of reflection. The world is still turning, there's still things going on, but our life has shifted quite drastically to allow us this time to reflect and start working even more on our ascension and on the things that bring us joy and inspire us. And he's just highlighting that each of you are much stronger than you think. You have many more skills and resources at your fingertips than you think. And part of being human sometimes is kind of rediscovering and he's kind of showing like unearthing the power that you have as a spiritual being of love and light. And once you unearth that, once you discover it, it's up to you to use it however you so choose. And he's just making me feel like it's just so magical. Like it's just a really amazing opportunity. There's just so much magic in the world and so much love and light. And it's just a really exciting time. Like I'm getting amped up right now. So he's saying this is the core of my message. He doesn't want to spend too much time on this. He wishes to address your questions, but he has one final thought. He's saying in this time of reflection and in this time of prioritization, it's important to be gentle with yourself, prioritize, assess, and then he's saying don't just sit back and continue to reflect, take action. Once you've prioritized, once you've identified something that inspires you, that you want to move forward with, take action as soon as you can. There is so much more energy coming to the planet. There are things happening at a much faster rate. We can manifest at a much faster rate today versus like 20 years ago. and he's just showing like this is a very fast-paced time. So if you sit back and you don't take action, your team is going to have to circle back around and present another opportunity. It may be similar, it may be slightly off or different than the original idea or opportunity, but he's really saying that it's going to keep coming back. Like, you're not going to be just in this one moment and discover something and then just kind of not do it and then it never presents itself again. That's one amazing thing about our spiritual teams, our angel teams and our spirit guides. They kind of bring it back around. They present ideas again and again and again, because there's things that we learn as we pursue our joys, as we pursue our inspired life activities. And so they're saying that, well, he's saying specifically, your team will come back around if you don't take the action steps. So it's just a better idea to just take the steps now when you have an opportunity. The energy's there, and there's just so much to learn and to grow from, and now's a perfect opportunity. He's saying there is no other moment except this one. So whenever you do take action, it will be in this moment. But the faster you take action, the faster you move through your fears, the faster you move through and forward with projects or ideas or creative outlets that can help shine light even more, the faster energy, high vibrational energy gets anchored onto the planet. So he's saying, reflect, but take action after you've reflected and made your prioritization and you've made decisions. And work in tandem with your team. So it's always a team effort. It's never just you on your own or your angels on their own. They will always be working with you, not separate from you. So recognize that and then move forward. And for a lot of people, this is just a reminder. Like, you've learned this, you're working on it, you're moving forward. And for some of you, it may be a new concept or a new idea to work in tandem with your team. So wherever you're at, just know that now's the time to move forward, and now's the time to just kind of shake off that fear, just move forward with what makes you happy and have fun. And he's saying, yes, never forget to have fun. Never forget to enjoy the journey, enjoy the moments that create a magical experience for you in your life. This is key. And he's saying this is key. So, okay, he's stepping back now. So I think he's ready to answer some questions for you guys. So let me go up here. And I'm just looking for questions. Sheena is saying, I'd love some guidance in my future career within spirituality, please. He's saying, hello, dear one. You have many gifts to offer. And he's showing like each of your gifts, each of your passions, there's different things that kind of make up your spiritual practice. And he's showing many elements to your spiritual practice as like threads, and you're like braiding or weaving those threads together to make a really beautiful, strong, not a rope, but like a braid. And it's just like really beautiful and like sparkly and silvery with like gold and silver and grays. Like, it all just like really blends well together, and it's just beautiful energy. And he's saying that do not be afraid to blend different ideas, blend different interests together to create something unique. Standing out in a crowd is sometimes difficult within any field, but you are a unique being, and you have your own voice, your own ideas, your own energy, and don't be afraid to stand out and offer something that's different than other people, and maybe in different ways. And he's just showing like you crafting this really beautiful braid that really represents your spiritual practice, your energy, but also like a gift to others around you and those who can come to you. So he wants you to think about that, and he's showing like you sitting down and writing a list or brainstorming on different things that maybe don't seem spiritual or maybe might not come together at first. Like at first glance, it might not seem to work, but he's saying, look at how you can weave things in together to make a very strong presence, a strong like a strong presence, your own brand, your own style, and your own gift to those who are seeking guidance from spirit or are seeking other services. So he's just showing you sitting there, kind of being really reflective, writing down a list, and he's just nodding his head, yes, please take action in this way. And he's saying, you can always call me in as well, and I will. He's not saying he'll give you ideas, but he's saying that he'll just help support the process and hopefully energize you. And he's kind of showing he's showing you like sitting there and you're like journaling, and he's like sprinkling like fairy dust on you. And he's just kind of joking, but he's saying he will be working with your team if you so choose. And that is all for now, dear one. So yeah, he's got his hands behind his back and he's just kind of stepping back a little bit. So he's ready for the next person. I hope that resonated for you, Sheena. Sheila, in what he is working with me or will be working with me, how would I know he is there with me? What should I do about my career? Okay. He's saying, Sheila, if you wish to work with him, just call him in. He's a thought away. He can work with you. He's showing like tidying up, like getting rid of maybe some old thought patterns, getting rid of maybe things that are just kind of like cluttering your space, like your workspace, and maybe your energetic space. And he's saying that he can work with you in this fashion. Also, he will bring, he's showing like free-flowing water, like a really beautiful spring or brook is just kind of floating down, and it's just clear, vibrant energy. And he wants you to call on him, and he can help provide some maybe like a fresh, you know, when you just drink like some water and it's just super fresh and amazing, and it's just like, oh my gosh, I've been so thirsty all day and this is just perfect water. He's kind of making me feel like that, like he will kind of like refresh you in your energy. And if you wish to work with him, please call on him. And he's saying, in your career, it's all up to you. It's in your hands. But you can call on him and he's showing again like that fresh spring of energy. You can ask him to bring fresh energy to the situation or help you find your path in your career. And he's stepping back. So I hope that resonates for you, Sheila. Hi, Judy. Gladys, question. Thank you. You've been there for us tonight. Would love to receive your perspective on what I should work on in regards to my ascension. Great question, Gladys. He's saying, Gladys, all you need to do in your ascension path is observe And he's saying, like, kind of step out of it a little bit, like out of focusing in, like, oh, I gotta do this, I gotta practice this, I gotta try this, I gotta work on this for your ascension. Like, you're doing a great job, and there's things that are just going to naturally blossom in your ascension path and your journey. And there's just things that are just going to take place, but they just need to take place at the right time. And observing what's around you in the day-to-day can really help you identify those kind of bigger moments as they come up. You'll recognize them easily, but stepping back a little bit, saying, like, just taking it a little easier on yourself. You're doing beautifully. And he's saying that it's just all in due time. And he's showing you, like, gardening. I don't know if you're really interested in gardening, Gladys, or if you have a lot of gardening that you've done recently, but he's showing you, like, just digging in the garden, kind of getting lost in the moment, kind of lost in that process of weeding and planting flowers and just kind of enjoying your environment and your space. He's saying more of that, please. Please engage in those types of activities, or be in a space where you can just kind of let go and just feel the energy flow for you. Saying things will open, or he's showing, like, a lock and key, and the key just turns really quickly. He's saying things are going to unlock for you much faster as you, well, it's not necessarily faster because it's in divine timing, but it's at the time that you need it. It will unlock for you, but you're going to be going with the flow. So it'll just, like, naturally happen, like magically happen. And that's what he wants you to get a sense of. And he's, oh, this is so sweet. He's presenting you with a rose, Gladys, like a pink. It's like pink and white, like a mixture of pink and white roses, a few of them, and he's giving them to you, Gladys. So I hope that resonates for you. Yeah, it was really beautiful. Okay. Dorada, can you help me, please, to clear and shield my energy? Also, do you have any guidance for me? Thank you. He's saying, Dorada, yes. He works closely with Archangel Michael. And Archangel Michael he's kind of like saying, I'll defer to my associate, Archangel Michael. He's the best protector around. He can step in and clear away any energy that maybe you need cleaned out of your, like, energetic field. And he's again showing, like, that spring water, like just a little brook or river, like a small river, just kind of flowing and taking everything out of your energy field that you don't need. So he's more than happy to do that if you want him to come in and take care of that. But for your shielding your energy, he's saying, please call in Archangel Michael to do so. And they'll work together, and he's showing, this is really cool, like them, like, weaving, like, not a bubble, but like a net around you, Dorada, of love and light that can enhance and help you feel more protected and keep your energy high vibe, basically. So yeah, I hope that resonates. Oh, any guidance for Dorada? He's kind of showing me and making me feel, Dorada, like it's okay for you to step forward in your spiritual journey, or share your spiritual journey with others. It's okay to share your truth. And he wants you to kind of, like, hold your head high, keep your chin up, basically, and know that you are living in, he's saying, like, you're living at, like, a guided life, like you're living in your truth and you're owning your truth, and be proud of that and emanate that out of you. So I hope that resonates. Melody is asking, do you have any guidance for her? Melody, he's just making me feel like there's a big diamond right in your heart chakra, and it's just like so brilliant and vibrant, and it's just shiny and it reflects your light. And he's saying, own it, own your light, shine your light brightly, and feel that space in there. You know how like diamonds can reflect, and there's so many like flashing little facets in each stone. He's showing a big diamond sitting right in your heart chakra, and it's reflecting this really beautiful, vibrant, beautiful light that you are. And just let it shine, show it off. He's saying, walk through your day with your heart chakra forward. So like having that diamond kind of sitting in your heart chakra. And he's even saying visualize it in your mind. As you walk around during the day, visualize your heart chakra just shining like a diamond, like a really bright beacon is like reflecting in the diamond and just making all these sparkles come out. He's saying, do this, and you may be amazed at how your energy shifts and changes. He's saying it may feel like magic. He's saying, do this, dear one. And he's just kind of like giving you a really big hug, like a big, like a father hug, like you're his daughter, and he's like hugging you really, really tight and just so proud of you. And he's just sending you a lot of love. So I hope that resonates. Sheila, I did a crystal bed section and I got a vision of a diamond. What is the meaning? He's saying shine bright. He's putting that song from Rihanna, Shine Bright Like a Diamond, in my head right now. And he's saying this is not a coincidence. These are instructions. Please shine brightly like a diamond. Recognize your worth and your strength. A diamond is the strongest gemstone in the world. So recognize that and own it and move forward with it. He's saying move forward with that recognition as just part of who you are, and knowing your strength and knowing your value and knowing your light is shining brightly. Move forward in that. Saying that is all. And he's kind of like clapping his hands like this. Okay, Joanna, do you have any guidance for me in raising my vibration and clearing any blocks I may have? All right. For Joanna. Joanna, he's showing me like you just kind of grabbing a hold of your own energy and kind of getting in control of it, like recognizing that you're driving the car, like you have the steering wheel, you are in control, you have the free will to make the decisions that you need to make in your life to keep your frequency high and raise it as you wish. And also to keep clear, so to let go of, so you have the control and the choice to release whatever you need to release, but also to keep the channels clear, keep your energy clear, and you have the control of that. And so that's up to you. And he's saying your team is right there ready to do any clearing that you need, but recognizing that it may take some work for you to be comfortable maintaining that control for yourself. and have that, he's showing like that responsibility on your mantle, so on your shoulders. You are in control, and it's your responsibility to maintain your frequency, and you can make those choices as needed. You will always have help from your team, and you can always ask them to keep your chakras clear, to remove any blocks, but you also have to choose and take action to keep those clear and have things removed and to keep your frequency high. And he's showing like you choosing to watch a movie that really scares you and might freak you out enough to where you're really uncomfortable, or watching a movie that is really funny and makes you think a little bit and is just really entertaining or kind of uplifts your energy. So you had a choice there in those two movies, and if you choose the one that kind of makes you sink down or feel fear in a way that's not entertainment, because sometimes, and I'm kind of telling him, sometimes a scary movie is really fun. And I love scary movies, so I find it really fun to get scared, but there are movies that kind of, they get me scared, but it's not in like a healthy, funny, like entertaining way. So recognizing things that will, recognizing when you have those choices and making the choice that you wish, and remembering you're in control. So that's the guidance that he has for you, Joanna. And he's saying it may take practice to catch yourself in the moment as you are moving forward between making choices that might impact your vibrational frequency. But you can always ask your team for the support and love and guidance whenever you are facing those choices. He's also saying that you can ask your team for inspirations as well. So say you're looking for a good movie, you don't know what to pick, ask your team to help highlight something that's for your highest good. And then just go with it. And then it's good. So that was kind of a simple example, but I hope that resonated with you, Joanna. Really interesting stuff. I love it though. Alex is asking, can you please share more about you? And please, can you share any advice for me at this moment? Okay. So he's showing me right now, he is sitting in like, it's not a throne, but it's a very like big chair at like almost a conference room, like a big conference room table. And he presides over, and he works very diligently with a lot of parties, spiritual beings, galactic beings, galactic beings are ETs. He's kind of listing out like all of these different parties that are on the other side, councils, elemental beings, even spirit guides, loved ones that have chosen to take a more active role in our lives here on Earth in our current experience. And he's saying that he works with a lot of spirit, with all of spirit. They're all on the same team, but he's saying he works to guide strategies, ideas to help various parties to increase the light here on Earth, all with a mind to help humanity raise in vibrational frequency. And he's saying to feel a stronger connection with spirit and with source and the light. And to, he's kind of showing like personal power for humans, for all of humanity to kind of claim our personal power and our abilities to move forward. And so he's working on a lot of different things like that. He's showing like many, many projects, different things happening. He's also showing like he resides, his energy typically resides in India. And there are many who work with him that live in India or in the surrounding region. He's just showing like beautiful landscapes and just a lot of people that really try and not abide by, but kind of incorporate his energy in their life experience. He resonates with a lot of people all over the world, but his energy is very concentrated in India, which is interesting. And he's now turning to advice for you, Alex. He's saying, continue on your path. Continue he's like showing you like doing research, taking notes, thinking about things, pondering ideas, reconciling those ideas with other ideas you maybe have had, all in your like spiritual journey. He's saying you are excellent at using discernment. So recognizing when something maybe doesn't ring true for you, and you sit and think about it and feel. He's saying you think about it, but you also feel it. So continuing to develop your practice, continue to move forward on your discoveries. And he's just showing you having a lot of energy and a lot of curiosity around spiritual topics, and he's showing you kind of incorporating them into your, well, not kind of, incorporating them into your whole life and just kind of the way you live your life and how you move forward. He's showing more balance in your life. You will achieve greater balance, and that all will come in due time. And he's just showing you like kicking back, relaxing, and just not being stressed, just enjoying your moment, enjoying your time, and just having a really good time discovering and moving forward on your path. He's saying a scholar. He's saying this. You're a scholar of. He's not saying like of spirituality itself, but like you're a scholar of connecting with many different ideas and different theories, different beings, and seeing the bigger picture. And he's like tipping his, he's doing the tip your hat to you, but he's not wearing a hat. So he has like a head wrap on, but doesn't have a bill or anything. So it's just kind of funny. But I hope that resonates for you, Alex. Just continue on your path and what you're doing. You're in the right spot for sure to ask lots of questions. So yeah, I hope that resonates. Sheena, are animals on our planet ascending too? If so, how has this changed for our beautiful animals? He's saying animals don't need necessarily the amount of ascension or anchoring of the light that humans do. They're on a different path. They're much more connected, and they are much more aware of the energies and the spiritual beings that are around them. So it's not like a great effort for them to move forward. And they're just like filled and surrounded with light. Like they don't really have much more to go. So he's not saying that they're not ascending. He's just kind of saying like they don't really need to move forward in the way us soul beings who are living in a human experience need to move forward. So it's a little different for animals. And he's also saying the current change in our social kind of experience right now is definitely beneficial for animals. He's showing like a quieting of the ground, a quieting of the water. It's just more calm. Like he's kind of showing me before, like we were so busy, we were running around, there was just like wind, like or air and vibrations just flowing around everywhere. And that affects animals, and that energy affects animals. And now that we're more like in our homes, we're not traveling as much, we're not doing as much, it's definitely supporting animals kind of expanding out and getting a little bit more comfortable in the environment that we live and have kind of created in our more urban areas and in rural communities as well. But he's just showing me that it's just quieted down quite a bit, so they are not as stimulated or having to deal with our human vibrational frequencies and the changes that we make in the earth or in the energy that we expand. He's saying the energy we expound on by driving around everywhere, by being in the water everywhere, by flying so much. It all affects everything. So yeah, it's a quieter time for everyone, and the animals appreciate it. Judy, I'm starting to see scenes in my mind's eye when I close my eyes. How can I continue moving forward with my journey? Ooh, Judy, that is so awesome. Yay, I'm excited for you. He's just saying practice. As soon as I finished that question, that's what he said, practice. So keep practicing. He's also saying document, so journal or take notes on what you're seeing every day and see if there's any patterns within your experience. He's saying it's a good idea for you to kind of just document, see what's coming up, see how you're communicating with spirit, and then you can kind of get a sense on maybe you should try certain things or techniques to develop your senses further. Yeah, he's stepping back on that. I don't know, Judy, if you've seen, I actually created a Journaling with Spirit ebook or workbook, and you can find it on my website, channelingwithlove.com, that does just that. So it's really a space where you can ask questions, you can document your spiritual communication patterns for yourself. It's really designed for like a month of documentation. But then you get to sit down and kind of look at the patterns and see, oh, I'm getting a lot of these signs, I should pay attention to it. Or wow, look at over the last month, it's evolved from just a little image to like a full-blown movie scene in my head. This is amazing. So if you haven't checked that out, I highly recommend it. I used that technique a lot when I first started channeling, and it was really cool to see the different patterns and the different ways I was receiving communication when I was having to train myself to really dial in on certain elements and how to incorporate that into my new life of being, channeling all the time. So definitely check it out, guys. It's only $12 and it's a digital download, so you can print it or you can use it for just as a guide in your own journaling. But I'm all about journaling, so definitely check it out. Eileen, I'm feeling blocked spiritually. Any advice? He's saying, Eileen, you just need rest at this time. You are not blocked in the way that you may think. It's just a time to decompress and just allow yourself to step back a little bit and to get the rest that you need. And he's saying you may not feel this need to rest physically. It's more mental rest, emotional rest, spiritual rest, just kind of taking a breather. And once you feel ready to move forward again, then you can step forward again and move on. There's definitely times when we need to step back a little bit and just kind of relax and focus in on things that make us happy just in our day-to-day. And then when you feel like, okay, I'm kind of ready again, step forward again and keep pushing yourself. And that's all he's saying on that. He's saying you're not blocked, so you just need to rest. Hope that resonates with you. Excuse me, Kate is asking, can I have some guidance around my clairaudience and clairvoyance developing? They've been a bit overwhelming. Thank you. He's saying, yes. He's kind of making me feel like I need to catch my breath a little bit, Kate. Like, it's definitely overwhelming you. And if that's the case, if you're feeling uncomfortable, ask your team to kind of dial it back a bit, or go a little easier with it, or help you kind of dial it down. Saying don't make sure you're not asking for it to be removed, because you still want to be able to communicate and you don't want to like shut yourself off completely, but you can dial it back. And how you do that, he's saying, confer with your team, confer with your inner self. You can invite your higher self, your inner self, your entire team, any ascended masters you resonate with. Call a conference. He's saying, call a conference and discuss the situation, and step back. And so just kind of go still in your mind, and then listen to maybe the guidance that's coming from your team, saying this is going to be a powerful lesson for you to confer with your team, make a decision, and then they're going to work with you on that decision. He just keeps pointing to, this is a moment of learning for you to set boundaries and to say, hey, I'm uncomfortable. I need help with this. And let's figure out something else that we can do to keep my progress moving forward, but to allow me to get accustomed to the combination of the clairaudience and clairvoyance together. Because he's showing me it's not necessarily one on its own and the other on its own. It's more the combination together is a little much right now. So he's saying, just know that you can always ask for it to be dialed down a little bit, or kind of slow it down a little bit, but voice your concerns. And he's also showing too, maybe if you wish to move forward and develop your senses, but do it in a way that's comfortable, ask your team to ease you into it so you don't get overwhelmed again. But he's also showing like a timetable, like every day at 6:30 p.m. You sit down and you do a little journaling and speaking with your team. And you open up your senses as much as you're allowing, as much as you feel comfortable, but you do that for 30 minutes, and then you ask for them to step back. And you do this every day, and you build up your muscles, basically. You build up those strengths in your senses. And then over time, as with the practice and the consistency of using those skills, you'll be more comfortable and you'll be much stronger, because you'll be able to tie in all of those different senses together in a comfortable way. And he's saying it's on your terms, and your team is more than willing to accommodate as needed. So he's also saying, use your creative thinking and see if there's another way that really resonates with you in allowing you to move forward and use your skills, but be comfortable at the same time. And he's just clapping again and kind of holding his hands together like this. And yeah, I hope that resonates, Kate. I'm excited for you. I don't love hearing that people are uncomfortable or overwhelmed, but I love hearing that you're getting, the guidance, you're sensing things, because I know that you and your team are going to be able to work through it and figure it out, and you're going to be like that much stronger. And I just get excited when I hear that. So I hope you feel the excitement. I hope you cherish your skills, and just work on making sure you're comfortable and using them as you want to. So sending lots of love to you. Rita, I'm having difficulty finding a career that resonates with me. Can you offer any guidance to help me find a career path? Rita, he's showing me not necessarily looking in the traditional ways of, not ways, looking in the traditional locations for careers. So being a little bit more open to opportunities, maybe in other fields or other activities that you enjoy or you would really love to try. And just kind of seeing what fits for you. He's kind of pointing to, like, look at your downtime. What do you do in your downtime? What sparks joy for you in your downtime? What are you really passionate about? Is there something you're always thinking about or wanting to try? Are you a really good baker? Like, what are your skills in all senses, not just in the traditional, like, I'm going to go and be a baker kind of skills, or I'm going to go work in an office type skills. But what are your other skills? Like, write a list of everything that you feel you're passionate about and you're good at. And that can be listening. You're a really good listener. You're a really good baker. You love to draw. You really enjoy long walks in parks. You know, like writing down anything that brings you joy, and then getting creative. And he's showing me, like, looking around and seeing if there's any way that you can either create your own unique path, your own career, or is there something that is closely aligned with your favorite hobbies that could make you money? And he's pointing to, like, if you like to go for long walks in the park, do you like dogs? You can walk dogs or dog sit and take dogs out to the park. Or there's other examples. You know, there's lots of other things that you can do, but you can build a life, you can build a career doing things that maybe are not as traditional. And I think he's kind of underscoring the non-traditional words that I just said. So getting creative and seeing what inspires you, what could you align yourself with that makes you happy, but it's also something that you can offer as maybe a service like dog walking, or something a little bit more structured like baking for a bakery. Or I'm asking him now if there's anything in particular that may stand out for you. He's saying it's kind of some homework for you to assess what do you feel good in, what do you want to do, how do you want to live your life. He's also showing, what are your priorities in your life? Is health a priority? Is having a certain amount of money a priority? Really getting specific and then seeing what can really bring you joy, but also meet those needs or meet those wants that you have in your life. And he's saying, always ask your team for guidance and bringing forth those signs that are really drawing your attention to certain, they're not saying to a specific career, but to certain opportunities that then you can assess and make a decision on. He's saying, have fun with it. Don't feel like it's, don't allow yourself to get overwhelmed. He's saying, have fun with it. Take it bit by bit. And it may take maybe a process, so it may take a little time. Saying, just be gentle with yourself and just see kind of what you can unearth and what you can discover about yourself, but also about opportunities in your area. And he's also saying, if there's any opportunity for you to work online, that will provide longevity in the field that you may be interested in. And he's pointing to me. In my current full-time job, I work fully on the computer. So I've been able to work this whole time. I'm working at home, but I also have this. So I'm doing channeling and I do my mediumship business on the side. And I get to reach people all over the world. And I've not once, I've been so grateful I've been able to be comforted in the fact that if I did have to, say I got laid off or my office closed and I couldn't work for a while, I still have an opportunity to make some money and to connect with people by providing my services here online. So that's, I feel he's kind of pointing that out for everyone who's maybe thinking about a career, but definitely remember that element for yourself, Rita, because it might be something really exciting that can put the cherry kind of on top of an opportunity for you. So I hope that resonates for you. Veronica, okay, I only have, let's say, probably about 10 more minutes, and then I do have to get off. So I'll take a few more questions here. Veronica is asking, can I get guidance on my spiritual path? El Moria is saying, Veronica, you just need to be in a state of allowance, state of allowing others to be as they are and yourself to be as you are. He's showing you doing like a lot of reading or research, connecting and reaching out to beings that you may not have thought to reach out to before. He's kind of showing you, this is interesting, he's showing an image of you like sitting at a desk and you're like interviewing spiritual beings just for you to get a sense of who you connect with, whose energy you like, who you would want to seek guidance from, and for you to get comfortable in having dialogue with spiritual beings in a really flowing way, and how you sense that that communication and that energy. And he's saying this would be a great exercise for you to play at your spiritual path. You need to incorporate play in this to keep it engaging and fun and lighthearted and entertaining, but deeply educational. And he's kind of saying the energy goes straight to your heart chakra. That's the value for you. You need to feel it and be connected to it and really enjoy it and look forward to that connection to kind of build it into your everyday life more. He's saying it's getting there. You're incorporating it, you're thinking about it, but sitting down and maybe doing mini interviews, you can write letters to spiritual beings, asking them questions, and then just sitting back and allowing them to give you the information that you're seeking. And that may come in various forms. It may not be a quick actual thought in your mind, the way I'm speaking with El Moria right now, but it may be a sign, or maybe someone says a specific word that just really resonates with you, and it answers, like, you know the meaning of it. Just that one word, you know the entire meaning or the entire answer to the question that you had for that person or that being. So he's saying, play with that, have fun with it, get creative. And he's showing that he's just like showing that you sparkle very brightly, Veronica. So just be confident in your path and that you're on the right path and you're doing very well. And he's kind of showing like your hands are also very sparkly with a lot of energy. So he's saying, play with that idea. Think about that a little bit. And he's got a twinkle in his eye, and he's just kind of closing that one. So I hope that resonates for you. Judy Clark says, I just read that El Moria served with Saint Germain. He's saying, yes, He works with him often. Tenzin is saying, why does my heart feel very sensitive around loud noise? Can you please give me some guidance? Thank you. He's just smiling at you, Tenzin. He's saying that as you open up more, as your senses are developing, your body is reattuning to frequencies, and loud noises are they're literally wave lengths. They're not wavelengths, but waves of like sound energy that's crashing into your energy, your field, your instrument that's finely tuned to pick up on frequency and energy, as your physical body is a tool to sense energy. And he's saying that you are in a space where you're very attuned to the energy around you, and loud noises easily disrupt that. And it's not something to really concern yourself with. It's not going to be a detriment to your energy or your frequency, but just be mindful that you're just really open and you're very sensitive. And so if you are consistently in a space where there's a lot of loud noise all the time, you may want to try and reduce your time in that space, or find a way to make you a little bit more comfortable. Maybe ask your team to step in to kind of shield you a bit more. So that way you can still remain open and able to sense spirit around you and energy around you, but not be as uncomfortable when loud noises take place. He's just stepping back. So I hope that resonates. Okay, let's see here. So I'm just taking a moment to check out. Thank you guys so much for chiming in and asking lots of great questions. Rita says, thank you so much. I'm going to be doing some homework, have some avenues to explore. Thank you for taking the time. Yeah, I'm excited for you, Rita. It's going to be awesome. Amy has a great question. What's the best advice for what we should do during this ascension? And he's saying each person is on their own ascension path. So you are all in your own places, you're in your own journey. But as energy anchors on the planet, and as we are dealing with that energy, it all's kind of coming in at once for all of us. Many of us are having a lot of the ascension symptoms, like we can't sleep, we just have low energy, or we're fatigued. Sometimes there's dizziness or nausea. Ultimately, all of these symptoms and many more symptoms can be taken care of by taking care of our physical vessel. He's saying grounding, connecting with Mother Earth. She is the energy in which we are immersed, and realigning with her energy will provide relief. So it's like her energy is a swimming pool, and we're swimming in her energy, and we're really comfortable and we're nice. But if we get out of the swimming pool and we lay in the sun for a long time, we get uncomfortable. Or, you know, there's just all that energy, it's beaming down on us. We need to get back in the swimming pool, which would be our natural environment, our kind of our home base. So he's saying, just make sure you're realigning with Mother Earth, with Gaia, by grounding, getting out in nature, taking time to rest your mind, and including a lot of rest in your schedule, as much rest as you can. He's showing humans, like right now in our society, being busy, kind of like a lot of people, a lot of 3D people, and I definitely used to be one of these people who thought being busy meant I was successful, and it meant that I had value, and it meant that I was needed, and I had to, I was that special element that really brought a lot to the table. And I equated my busy schedule and the tasks that I was completing with who I was. And that was really hard to get out of that that frame of mind. And he's saying that there's still a lot of people who equate that busyness with value and with success and with their identity. And as you're on your ascension journey, you're waking up and you're becoming aware, like, oh, that's not who I am. I don't have to align myself with that, or I don't need to push myself so hard to still continue to move forward. It's all about balance. And especially on the ascension journey, especially when we're getting a lot of energy kind of blasted through us, it's really important to balance our physical vessel and get a lot of rest. Our mental being, and quiet the mind, decompress, allow yourself to step outside of your thoughts and just observe your thoughts. And clean up your thoughts if you need to. If you just need to get rid of low vibrational thoughts, your team can help you with that. But recognizing that you are not what you're thinking, you're separate, and you can quiet your thoughts, and that gives you a lot of rest, and that'll help bring about more balance within your schedule, within your life, within all elements of your identity, the reality that you've designed. And he's saying this does take some work, some inner work. You must be willing to go within. If you are not willing to go within, you don't get very far, or it's much more difficult to move forward on your ascension journey. But he's kind of winking. I want to wink, but I can't wink at you, Amy. I honestly am a horrible, I can't wink, my whole face moves. But he winked at you, and he said, you're doing great. And he's saying, just continue to move forward in within your heart, in your energy, and follow your heart. So that's pretty awesome. Oh, Muriel has one question, which I think is really interesting. And she says, how come I don't have those ascension symptoms? So how come some people, they get swamped, they're plagued with ascension symptoms, every single energy wave, and some people don't seem to be that much affected by those symptoms? So that's a really interesting question. He's kind of crinkling his eyes a little bit. He's got a big smile on his face, and he says, all in due time, everyone receives the energy within their vessel that they can handle. It may feel uncomfortable for a time, but that is where the growth takes place. So sometimes, especially they keep in mind, we're living our lives. We have things we have to do, we have to get through, we have to be able to go to work, we have to be able to get up out of bed and do things. And so they do take into account the things that we have to get done, the things that we have to just power through. So if you're not sensing, and I'm asking for you specifically, Muriel, right now, why are you not having those ascension symptoms? And he's saying that at this time, it's not for your best good or your highest good to have to deal with those on top of other things that you're dealing with and moving through. So it's all in balance. He's saying down the road, you may experience increased ascension symptoms, maybe more than other people at a different time. And he's also saying there are going to be many, many, many waves of energy throughout 2020 and beyond. So 21, 22, 23, the next 3 years and more, he's saying the next many more years are going to be very intense energetically. And as we move forward, we will be more accustomed to that energy. We will get more comfortable, but there will still be adjustments made to our physical vessel And at these moments of adjustment, that's really when we're experiencing those ascension symptoms and we're having to kind of recalibrate, per se. He's also saying that sometimes you have been given a lot of energy, you have to recalibrate what he just said, and the next energy wave, you may just need a little bit of a break. And so he's pointing to your team again, and everyone's teams. He's saying all of your teams will work with you to help manage it. It's not something that you can just get out of. You do have to deal with them at some point, especially as you're opening your senses and you're engaging in more communication with spirit, and you're asking for guidance. You're just moving forward on your ascension journey. But it's all for the best. It's all for your best, your highest good, and the good of all humans, and for the good of Gaia. So he's saying it's kind of uncomfortable, but it's worth it in the end. So, yeah, he's just kind of stepping back on that one. Thank you so much, Muriel, for the question. And I have one final question, and then I will get off here. Last 2 days, I had headaches every day. Is this ascension symptoms or something else? I'm getting that it is a blend of ascension symptoms, but you also need to be drinking a lot of water. Make sure you're drinking enough clear, like spring water, good water, clean water for you. And make sure you're getting rest, because your body's telling you you need to kind of step back a little bit. Okay, so he stepped back on that one. I hope that resonated. Yeah, you guys, thank you so much for your great questions. Thanks to El Moria for coming in and being so gracious and answering all of our questions and just giving us a really awesome message. That's definitely one that hit me pretty good in the heart. I'm definitely going to be thinking more about what he said, and seeing how I can move forward and bringing more magic and more light to my life and to you guys and to the world around me. So thank you guys so much. Have a good evening, and sending you all a lot of love and light. And yeah, I hope you all have a good one. Bye now.